Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my channel name is Itsumo Kyameron, and I talk about videos about living in Japan. So I've actually been gaining a lot of subscribers, so if you're new here, thank you so much for joining this community, and I hope you will stay for a while. This video will be on, typical like advice that I'd give people who are trying to come to Japan or want to come to Japan, but I've had a lot of people ask me for advice, and I figured I'd make a video. So, when you first come to Japan, it's very important to travel lightly, because the train systems here are very convenient, but they get very crowded very easily. So if you have like a really heavy suitcase and you're carrying that around, like, not only will you look like a complete tourist, but you will also have a lot of hard times carrying that suitcase up and finding elevators to like roll your suitcase. And sometimes the train, and the platform, it might not be level sometimes, so you might have to like carry your suitcase onto the train, or you have to wheel it down off the train. It's crazy sometimes, but it does happen. Okay, so for those who are coming to Temple University, heavy suitcases for move-in day is really difficult to use. I know that for me, my suitcase was like 75 pounds when I first moved into my dorm. I had to carry my suitcase pretty far, like 15 minutes from my hotel, and also I had to take 3 trips. Next, when you come, you should pack things like 2 to 3 weeks of clothing or more, a few pairs of shoes, because for me at least, I have really big feet. My size in women's shoes are like size 10, sometimes size 11, so I can't really find shoes here that fit my feet. So at least pack those types of shoes if you have bigger feet. If you have social anxiety, I would say that, coming to Japan might help you come out of your shell, because, on crowded trains you might not be able to have the personal space that you would think you would have, and, you have to get out of your shell talking in Japanese when, let's say you lose something, or you don't know where you're at, or you're like lost completely. So, I say prepare your mind. Okay, so another thing I really suggest is to save money. Save money, because, Japan is a lot more expensive to live here than you would think. Well, not Japan in general, but Tokyo specifically. Very expensive. Osaka, actually, I noticed some apartments, this one 3 LDK, so 3 rooms, 1 living, 1 dining and kitchen. Yeah, something like that. It was like $600 a month, but here in my 3 LDK, almost in Tokyo, is about $1,000 a month. And if you guys would like to see an apartment tour, just let me know. And when you come to Japan, unless you have a degree in any type of school, or if you're coming here on a work visa, you shouldn't expect to get a job as soon as you get here. It will be pretty difficult, and some jobs require N2 and 3 for the JLPT. So unless you have both of those, then I think you shouldn't expect really to be able to find a job that quickly. And also, I would say before you come here, it's very important to start looking for apartments. You can find apartments that cater towards foreign people on the website Gaijinpad Apartments, or I think there's another one, but I can't remember exactly what it is. But basically, what you need to know before you come here, there is some foreigner discrimination, and the reason is because they think that some foreigners that come to Japan will leave Japan within a few months of being here. When you try to rent for an apartment, some of the renters are a bit discriminatory, because they're like, well, you could leave at any time, so we don't really want to rent to you if you're just gonna, violate the contract and leave. I'm sorry, I'm being kind of shady right now, but yeah, so I think finding an apartment before you come here is very important. I would say actually study some Japanese before you come here. It's very important to be able to know how to communicate and read things and be literate before you come here, because I've had a lot of friends who had a lot of difficult times coming here and without knowing any Japanese, and you know, they had to learn very quickly and it was very stressful for them. So I think it's very important to learn hiragana, katakana, kanji, some of the basic Japanese like konnichiwa, you know, onamae wa nan desu ka, like very easy Japanese. I think that way you'll be able to flourish completely in Japan with just at least a little bit of Japanese that you do know. Next, since I wrote this whole list down, I'm trying to go pretty quickly, but you should have a checklist of things that you want to do before you get here, because sometimes like either your school life or your work life they clash and you won't be able to do the things that you actually wanted to do or came here to do. Some people like come to school to temple and they end up leaving because they can't like either afford it or something like that, and they realize they never were able to do like and travel and do certain things that they wanted to do before they got here, like visit Mount Fuji or like go to Hokkaido, go to Osaka, go to Kyushu, you know, different places, like try different things. So make sure you have a checklist of things that you want to do. And another thing I recommend, visiting Japan before you decide to move here. I think that's very important because some people think, oh, Japan is just right for me. It's 100% right for me. They're like, they move here and then they realize they don't like Japan as much as they thought they would, and they end up moving back home. And that's an expensive amount of money to just come here basically on a whim and not having any knowledge of the culture, like the language, and being like, yeah, I'll come to Japan, it's gonna be easy for me and you know, I'm gonna love living here, and then they end up not. Or they end up liking coming here for a little amount of time and then they slowly begin to have a love-hate relationship with Japan and then they end up leaving anyway. So what I suggest is to at least visit here, and I know that with times of corona and whatnot, it's like very impossible to visit Japan, but I'm pretty sure with the Olympics coming up, ooh, maybe that might not happen. Well, either during the Olympics or after the Olympics, I feel like the Japanese borders will open, so possibly if you have time to come visit Japan before then, please do that. Also, try to make friends in Japan before you get here. I think that's really important. So, you know, that actually leads me into what I am going to talk about. So, before coming to Japan, I feel like making friends here is super important. So, I'm going to make a Discord server. No, I've already made a Discord server for everyone to join. The link is in the bio and you can just go ahead and join, and you know, I hope we can make a little bit of a community for people who are either like across the world that would like friends in Japan like me or some other people. Just let me know. Yeah, so please join the Discord server. There's like nobody in it right now, so link is in bio. Also, you can make Japanese friends on the app called Hello Talk. I feel like that's very important. Sometimes the app is a little bit weird because you'll have some people that want to date you instead of like become friends with you, but you just have to weed out, you know, the weird people, and it should be okay. Next, learn Japanese customs. This is so important because a lot of Americans will come here, or like people from other countries, and they think, oh, it's fine to act like how I act in, you know, the country that I came from, but it's actually not, you know, because like I learned this in my class the other day that if you vandalize a campaign poster, they can put you in jail for a certain amount of time here. You know, other Japanese customs I have here, I actually listed this. So standing on the left side of the escalator is a part of like a Tokyo custom. I'm not sure if it's like that in like Hokkaido or even like any other parts of the Kanto region, but so like the left side is the standing side in Tokyo, the right side is the walking side, so to walk up basically. It's like a polite thing, so like if some people are in a rush, instead of having to stand in that like one line, they can like walk up the escalator. Not eating on trains or making phone calls on trains. So basically, because Japan is very like polite with other people, like people in this country care about, you know, the people around them and they don't want to disturb other people, it's best not to eat food on the trains or make phone calls in the train. Right, and so talking loudly on trains is also another problem. Another custom, don't eat and walk at the same time. In Japan, it's very rude to do that, and most people, they eat outside the convenience store, the place that they bought the food, or they eat in the restaurant, but don't eat and walk at the same time because it's considered very rude. Another thing is that even if you do eat and walk at the same time, you might cause like some crumbs or like food to fall off onto the ground or something, and it will be super mess. Not only that, but there are not very many trash cans in Japan due to the cult from 1995. And in efforts to stop terrorist attacks, they decided to keep trash cans further away from each other because of the sarin gas poisoning that happened back then. So Japan doesn't have very many trash cans near each other in efforts to stop terrorist attacks using trash cans. Also, do not smoke in residential areas because they will call the police on you and the police will be like, stop smoking. They might not arrest you, but they will tell you to stop. And it's also really rude considering that like some residential areas have parks where kids play, and secondhand smoke is not very good, especially for kids. Another thing, you know, this is kind of important. I feel like if you're black in general, that's what I'm gonna say. If you're black in general, make sure you carry your residence card because, you know, I didn't know if they can really fine you if you don't have your residence card, but like the police here are pretty strict when it comes to people who are foreign. You know, I've never been carded before because I think it's because I think I look half Japanese, but if you like look black, like they will probably try to card you at least once. So please carry your card around with you everywhere. Also, last thing, you know, be open to new things, try new things. It's very important because don't come to Japan if you're just gonna eat American food. You know, I have some friends who they won't eat anything like Japanese because they're like, I don't like how it looks. I just don't like the look of it. I'm like, it's sushi. Just try it. You might not like it, but you might like it. Just go ahead and try it, you know? I'm not trying to like tell anybody to do anything, but like sometimes you don't know what you're missing out until you try it. And also, you know, you come to this country to try the culture, to try the language, to try the food. So it wouldn't make sense to me if you decide to come to this country just to do everything that you can do in America. That's just what I'm just trying to say, because like you came like I don't know how many hours by plane just to try American food. Nah, you got me messed up. Just be aware of like how you are treated when you come here, and don't try to jump into a relationship as soon as you get here, because I will tell you that you will definitely get your heart broken. Just want to say thank you for watching my video, and thank you everybody who has subscribed to me in the past like 2-3 years that I've had this YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I make these videos for you guys. You guys give me inspiration, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and just go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to make more videos for you guys, but with Corona, it's been a little bit difficult because there's this curfew that we have to follow. So I can't stay out as long as I usually used to do. But once everything is, you know, safe, I will go out and make more videos. So thank you so much. Also, 80% of you guys are actually not subscribed. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go live in Shibuya and walk around Shibuya. So yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you guys later. All right, bye.